Alrighty, hey there everyone. We're back yet again with some more Minecraft. Last time we finished the big ass cloud. It was cloud sized, it was cloud shaped, it has glass in it, it's pretty cool. And this time we're gonna be doing some cleanup around everything. But yet this is the cloud question. Big ass ring, it looks cool, I like it. And yeah, we're cleaning out our inventory and kind of getting some stuff organized. We're overdue again for it, unfortunately. And then we are gonna make this tower bigger and we will kind of go from there. That's cool. Currently on day 728 in game. Gotten quite a lot done over the past week here or so. It's been nice. But, there's more to do. Like even in our storage room, we still actually have quite a lot to do because we still need to make more of the storage room. So, yeah. But we're not gonna worry about that right now. We should instead worry about maybe getting some leather or something, because that would be kind of nice. Most of the room is actually built. We just need to do the different floor layers that were here, if I'm not mistaken. And actually, we do have the first bit of item frames. I forgot I had these already in here. We might do this a bit of a different way instead then. Why don't we go ahead and just say fuck it, and we're gonna move all of our items from our small itty bitty storage room into the actual main one that we care about up in here. So I don't know, like section for stone, section for wood, dirt, and that kind of stuff. I mean, like we have so many freaking options, it is not even funny. So just remember as a reminder, because it has been such a long time since I've talked about it, the main goal for this storage room is to have a double chest of shulkers of every block in the game. That's what we're aiming for. So, with something like that, it is going to be kind of annoying to move a lot of things around at the start, but it's a necessary evil, right? So let's just go ahead and just start getting whatever we can moved around. We'll have to pop kind of up and down on this stuff. Yeah, okay, we'll do, let's see here, we'll do grass there. So we're going to do grass there. And that means we can put grass again there. We'll do mud there. Actually, we'll do mud there. We can move stuff around as needed once it's all fully in place, so let's not worry too hard about keeping too many things clustered together. That's not to say that we're going to move everything around like a lot, but I'm not going to, I'm not going to get myself in a tizzy just for trying to put everything in the same spot or nothing. But let's try and like kind of lump things together in a smart enough way that actually makes some kind of sense, you know? So like all your dirt related stuff can go in one area. It's all clustered together. And then you kind of just branch out bit by bit, you know? So that was rooted dirt, and then that would be a podzol. That. And that's a good start. And yeah, we basically just gonna keep going up and down the list here. So let's go ahead and get some stone. I guess rather we'll do sand and glass related stuff. What we're also gonna do is over time we're gonna start taking out the chest too to make life a little bit easier on organizing. Just so that way we don't get ourselves mixed up on what we gotta do. It's like we got one shoulder box up there. 2 bricks, incredible, nice. Okay, well, you can see just how much of this stuff ended up going on you, so yeah, kind of nuts. And then this is where we start getting into some amount of usage. got us like 60 chests out of that. Damn. And then we got some deep slate stuff. We will come back for a lot of this later, but for now, let's just get all this whittled down. And see, it doesn't look as intimidating once we've got it whittled down to what we actually have to move. And most of these only have like 2 or 3 in each of them, so they're not too big or anything. So this should be easy enough. Alright, let's see here. We got dirt there. I know we want to do sand. Let's go ahead and do sand. We'll put it like right there. And then we're gonna do sandstone. And then this is also, again, where we get to make decisions about how do we want to do certain things, right? Because we could just do a box for sand and then a box for sandstone and all the sandstone variants, since we don't have a whole lot of sandstone. But then that feels kind of disingenuous and kind of defeats the whole point of having this many chests, right? So I think what we're gonna do instead is we are just going to keep it simple and basically have all the different sandstone variants going all the way around. Same deal with red sandstone, we get that. And then otherwise, like, I don't know, we'll figure it out. Who knows? Bricks are annoying, so I'm just going to go put them somewhere else because I don't want to deal with them right now. I will, however, take this snow. And we'll put this down. There we go. And yep, we just gotta keep going. We'll put the tinted glass down too. Also got an empty on us here, so we can put that away. Alright. And yeah, slowly but surely we're gonna get this built out. By today's a cleanup stream, right? And these should all be, yeah, perfect. We did get a bunch of leather, that's right. So from the bartering farm, this is all the stuff we had gotten at the time. And it is good stuff to have. So it's pretty cool. I think also what could be a good idea is we'll have a dedicated enchanting like storage area basically, because I want one that's like a double chest of boxes for every kind of book, just because I can afford to do that. So when we build out an enchantment setup somewhere with like an XP farm, right, then we will be able to have all of our books next to our XP farm in our enchantment room, and then we can kind of do some cool things with that. So that'll be interesting to kind of try and get into, but again, that's for later, so I'm not going to worry about it. We're just going to keep doing what we're doing here and try and get everything whittled down. And it looks like we got all of our end stuff. Oh, and we've got more snow and ice that we should try and do stuff with, too. Seems like that would be a smart idea, wouldn't it? And you know what? We'll take the end stuff, too. Should have enough space for that. There we go. And, yeah, just gonna try and whittle everything down here bit by bit. So let's see here. Thinking about this logically, right? We've got overworld stuff, nether and end, maybe? Maybe we could have the second floor be for like nether and end related stuff. There's not that much nether and end related stuff that I feel like we couldn't condense down into like a full corner or something. Maybe we'll leave the nether stuff and the end stuff for like a later point in time, just to be safe. Let's see, more snow blocks, there we go. Snow here is snow layers, so it's not quite the same. But we'll go ahead and put that there. Whoops, can't believe we forgot to roll this out. There we go. And yeah, then we're gonna separate our ices out as well. do blue, packed, and then regular if we ever actually get regular. That way we'll at least have it. And then as for that empty box that I had, we'll just tuck the blue ice into there and not think too hard about it. And it can go in there. So notice how we're keeping a lot of stuff of like the similar type kind of around each other. So a lot of your dirt and Instamine and stuff, your cold stuff, you know, your sand and all of its sandstone products, things like that. Glass should be nearby. I'll probably have it up in here or so, I would say. That would include tinted glass. And then yeah, doing end related things. Let's see here. Put end stone right in there. We're gonna put end rods there. And then we're just gonna put the empty shulker box in there because that's how we'll know. And then we're gonna have our fruit and our flour. There's the flour, there's the fruit. We'll go ahead and just take the fruit for now. Put the flour away. And then we got the purple bits. We got the block, pillar, stair. And yeah. So we're getting there, we're making some good little bits of progress. Of course, we're gonna start getting into some tougher things that are a little annoying, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Also think maybe I should have a dump chest for a bunch of these weird straggler items for right now. Until I can actually like dedicate some more resources, but that's fine. We'll figure it out. We're not in a big rush today. And yeah, we'll have to eventually split all of this out as well. These are all 3-minute fire resistance potions. Water bottles, gravel, soul sand. Yeah, pretty much everything that we could want. It got organized. Alright, let's see our nether related stuff. Go ahead and take with us. Yeah, we'll work through the nether bits. Well, that ain't cool. Let's just dump away some of this for now. Okay. Alright. So we'll leave that open enough for the end. And that means we'll have this be all like the nether related things. Because we can do that. So there's our netherrack. Here we go. Could have some magma blocks. Let's see here. Oh, the soul sand, soul soil, and blackstone. Those ones are kind of interesting because those ones already have shoulders down here that we should probably consolidate a little bit. And maybe soul soil as well. Other bricks we definitely needed to consolidate. Yep. And then we got the brick stairs. And then the blackstone bricks. Okay. Let's see here. Inside of one of these was all of our soul sand. You can go ahead and toss. Get that emptied out. Regular nether brick. And then blackstone. Alright, let's see here. Ah, here we go. Sorry, a lot of this stream is going to be me talking to myself here, just cleaning, but like, hey, you know, this work kind of has to get done, and I've kind of been overdue for it for a while, so it'll be good to get all this done and figured out. We're gonna leave the nether brick alone. What do you use nether brick for? I think it's just for crafting the actual block, isn't it? Like, is this literally used for anything else? Oh, no, you could use nether brick with the brick blocks to make nether brick fences, and then you can use it with nether wart to make red nether bricks. Okay, so there is merit to actually having it just be the standalone brick. Okay. I was like, if it's just going to be used for the brick blocks, then who cares, right? But it is not, so we're going to do something with that. Oh, shit, I left the shulker up there. Whoops. It had 29 nether brick fences, so I guess it wouldn't have been too bad if I had lost it, but we don't want to lose things if we can help it, you know? Cobble deep slate, good old cobble deep slate. Alright, well, let's see here. I'm taking more of the nethery things out of here, like that are exclusively in the nether. Let's see, I know one of these had ender pearls. Here we go. Put that away for now. Gold boots, torches, those can go in there. We'll be back for those later. I wanted the quartz box because I know there's one of these that might already be upstairs that has quartz exclusively in it, so we want to try and keep all that together. There we go. And it was this one. Perfect. Let's see here. Another quartz. There we go. Alright, cool. There's our nether quartz. Let's see here. We've got some soul sand. Now, where's our soil? Here we go. Soul sand. And soil. We don't care about any of that, do we? That's all basalt. Well, we care about the basalt in a little bit, but that's for more of a different reason, so it's not the same thing. Glowstone. That would be a good one. Okay, did not mean to do that. We're gonna have to be careful about doing that because that's gonna be a repeat problem, I'm pretty sure. Luckily these didn't have anything in them, but it still stands, so yeah, I don't want to mess that up. I think we'll put obsidian and crying obsidian at the top because they're more nethery blocks. Like I know you can get them outside of the nether, but nobody looks at crying obsidian and says, well, yeah, you can get that from the overworld. And it's like, yeah, you can, but you can also just be quiet and not say that. So, I mean, you know, just saying. Alright, let's get that in there. Okay. So there we've got the brick block. The brick fence and stairs. Eventually slabs will go in here too, I'm sure. These are stairs, not fence. Okay. And then we want to do black stone. Put that right there. And then we've got like a weird, ungodly mix of Blackstone related stuff that we will eventually have to filter through. None of this is useful for anything. And we don't have anything on the other side. Perfect. So we'll go ahead and run down and go grab some more stuff out from here. Okay, well not these, I guess. I might have done it on the nether stuff, it looks like. Certainly looking like it, yeah. Let's go ahead and get all the top out of here. Almost done with a lot of the natural building blocks, so that's good. And you know, we'll move things around as we get more items, but for the most part, we shouldn't have to move too much, I want to say. We've got cracked bricks here. I've only ever gotten one of them, so let's just leave it there. There we go. And now that we've got our tuff here, let's see here. Maybe we should have a whole section for stone and stuff like that, because I feel like natural and wood and stuff like that, that could be good. No, but wood needs its own section too, frankly, so we might have to think in terms of going on the floor. That could be useful. Well, we'll have this first floor be stone related stuff then. I think that's fine. But if that's the case, we should go start with cobblestone. And go kind of get our stone and cobblestone into here first. Yeah, we'll get stone. Alright, so we're gonna do cobblestone, wherever the hell it is. I see some in here, I just want to look for like the shittiest one. The one with the least amount of stuff in it. There we go. Alright, there's our cobblestone. And then we'll do stairs, slab, wall, or something like that. There's only a little bit that you can make with cobblestone, so I don't feel too bad about just having it take up like the floor. Here we go. We got our stairs, we got our slabs, and we got the walls. Stone is the same deal, right? Where it's like you've got stone, stairs, slabs, and walls. Oh, that's right. They changed the grindstone, so now you can directly cut stone into cobblestone. Forgot they did that. That's why we got that up at the top about all that stuff. Now let's see here. Slab, stairs, stone walls. Nah, they gotta exist, right? They don't exist, do they? I'm pretty sure they don't exist. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's what makes a lot of sense. Why? Why would they not exist? I gotta be stupid. No way. No way, they don't have stone walls yet. That is so weird. They have stone brick walls, sure, but that's not the same thing at all, man. That is so weird. Huh. Well, okay. I guess, sure. Really, really strange. Not a particular fan of that, I won't lie. It kind of throws us in a weird bit with all of this, but I'm gonna ignore it for now, because I can do that. Tough is too diverse, so it kind of needs its own set of sections. Actually, no, it still goes down to block, stair, wall, slab, or block, stair, slab, wall, even though there are like polished and cut variants of all that, right? So, I mean, we can keep everything together on paper, we can keep everything together pretty well. So I think we will. Let's go get more stone. Yep, here's our stone bricks, stone slab. Oh, we already had a stone slab box. Whoops. There's our gravel and flint. We can take that with us. Now, if you'll recall, we have one of these. It's just gravel. Take this one with us. And then we got our granites here. And we get to direct granite andesite, and then we'll have to do the same song and dance for them. Okay. We'll do stone bricks. We can extrapolate pretty well what the pattern's going to be, so I don't feel a strong need to do this unless we get it. So we're not going to try and fill all this out super extensively yet, but we will at some point. Just know that we will. Oh, smooth stone can go in there. That would be perfect. That's a good extra one to throw on top of the stone stuff since, well, we can make slabs out of it, but that's not going to come up yet, I think. But you can't even make like stairs or anything. You can only make like smooth stone slabs. You can't make walls out of them or anything. So I'm okay with that. Let's see here. There's our stone slabs. Those are our bricks. We can go ahead and put gravel and flint in here. There's some gravel. There's some flint. I feel like we had a boatload of flint somewhere that we could do some stuff with. Let's go see if we can go get some flint. We'll move these out and around too a little bit. Oh, bricks, that's right. We got some of those right. Okay, brick and brick block, sure, why not? We'll leave them there. It doesn't matter. And crack stone bricks. Alright, there we go. So we got that part cleaned up. And we keep going. Now this will get us our diorite, andesite, and granite. Of course, we will have fashion to everything that we need, and then our calcite and stuff. We're going to need that calcite soon for expanding our tower, so, you know, have to keep that. And then we're just left with our miscellaneous stone and our deep slate related stuff. So we are making some pretty solid headway through a lot of things. Although, granted, this is kind of all of the easier stuff, if you can believe it. It's going to get tougher with some of the other things that we end up doing. And I feel like we can repurpose this space to have other things in it too, so I don't know what those other things are going to be, but we can definitely use the extra space that we're going to have as a result of clearing all this out, so yay. Alright, let's see here. So we basically need diorite polished, granite polished, andesite polished, and then we're kind of going down the list with something like that, right? So yeah. So diorite polished. Okay, and this is where we get some empty boxes. Get all that cleaned out. There we go. Alright, let's see your diary. That can go there. Alright, diorite, andesite. I should have. Oh, I have no polished andesite. That's weird. Let's do something about that. Oops. There we go. Alright, and then good old granite. And then polished granite. Then polished granite stairs. Granite, polished granite stairs. There we go. And then we've got tough. And I feel like tough and deep slate are going to be our last set of sections here that we'll have to extra worry about. So we'll have like tough, deep slate, and then we'll have to make sure to get the dripstone and like the dripstone bricks and all that stuff. Dripstone bricks, that doesn't exist, does it? Either way, you get my point though, right? We're gonna have to make sure we get all that other stuff across. Should also get the brick moved over here, I feel. It'll go in a miscellaneous thing, kind of like with the dripstone, I feel, so we'll see. Alright, let's see here. So now we're dealing with the calcite, dripstone blocks, and pointed dripstone. We go and take all that out. And then this gets us to our cobbled deep slate that we should do something about. Here we go. See, our FPS kind of tends to tank in here because of the amount of entities and like the amount of math it has to do to show like the gaps between the chests. So once we add like subfloors, it should, and like backing in the wall, it should help like cut that down pretty significantly. Alright, you know, we're not at that level yet, right? So alright, let's see here. Okay, I'm gonna set some of this stuff down. I think we're gonna do tough since there is less of it. And also because deep slate's a more bulk kind of thing. Tough, polished tough stairs, and then chiseled tough, and then tough bricks. So, tough bricks. Chiseled tough doesn't have any variance, does it? I don't think it does. I'm pretty sure it's only like block. You can't craft it into anything. Yeah, chiseled tough is like a final form kind of deal, so that's gonna be a little annoying to figure that one out. Pretty sure they have walls for these, so yeah, it's gonna have to go there. Alright, let's see here. We got our tough there. None of these others are it at all. Polished tough. Polished tough stairs. That's what I wanted. There we go. Polished tough. Polished tough stairs. And then we have tough bricks and chisel tough. Yep, that is correct. Okay. And chisel tough bricks is the full name and not just chisel tough, right? Yes, it is. Okay. Perfect. And now this is where we work on the deep slate section. We can fit a couple of odd things into there, like our dripstone and our calcite I think would be a perfect fit for that. So we'll probably end up doing that. So we'll put that there, we'll grab one of those, and one of those. And we're gonna do calcite, dripstone, pointed dripstone. Alright, so calcite, dripstone, pointed dripstone, there we go. As again, all those other ones could be variants, and then we get to our cobble deep slate. And if we fill up a double chest of shulker boxes with some kind of material, we've probably gone too far, right? At that point. I mean, the amount of items that is pretty absurd, and I'm one person, you know, there's only so much even I can build in, like, all of time forever. So, like, I can't use everything in existence, you know? So there has to be some kind of fucking limit at some point. I would like to imagine there has to be some kind of limit at some point. But hey, who knows? Maybe this is that world that stays around for 50 years and it outlives me and I pass down to like my kid or something. Who knows? Probably not, but you never know, right? Could happen. Who's to say it couldn't? Anyways, deep slate bricks, polished, and then tiles. Okay. Oh, right, I was looking for that flint box. That's what that's sitting out there for. Um, let's keep it going here. Let's tuck that away. So we got the bricks, polished, the tiles, and the chisel. Looks like we had some polished still mixed into here. Whoops. There we go, nice and sorted. Brick, polished, tile. There's only so much you can do with regular deep slate. I don't own any of that, I think, at the moment. If I do, actually, it would be with the basalt related things that we had. But it looks like that's not the case, so I don't need to worry about that for right now. And if I do, I'll make, you know, I can make space, I'm sure, somewhere, somehow. Alright, let's get this cleaned up. Here we go. Let's see here. Bricks, polished, and tile. Oh, and chiseled. I can't forget about chiseled. Because it would go in there at that point, since you can't do anything with chiseled either. So that's where we would also have some extra thingamabobs. Looks like that covered all the deep slates, that's good. And we're gonna go brick, brick block, Is it brick singular? It is brick singular is the shitty one. We can make flower pots out of those and clay pots, so we'll kind of have to leave that. That's where regular deep slate would go if I had any. So yeah, looks like we are handling this pretty well. It hasn't crashed and burned on us so far with this organization, so we've got half of it done, and it's only been 40 minutes. Yep. It has been fucking 40 minutes, so that's cool. Kind of nuts. But we did officially get one full half done, which is pretty cool. And, you know, we can, like, yeah, we'll dump that away in there right now. Who cares? We'll put that flint away soon, too, I feel. Alright, let's see here. Deep slate, tile, slab. So stair, slab, wall is our order here. Just don't forget. Alright, there we go. So that cleans up the rest of... Shit. That cleans up the rest of the deep slate that we have on hand at the moment, which is good. Still got a little bit of extra out to the side, which is always lovely, because we will inevitably need that free space one of these days. Forgot why we had endstone in here, but I'm assuming because that was a former endstone filter box in some capacity. And don't forget we need our basalt stuff in there. We can't make like basalt slabs or walls or anything, so they're kind of funky oddball ones that we don't have to worry too much about, luckily, so that's good. But yeah, empty boxes, leftovers from old shit that we were doing, and yeah, more leftovers. Alright, well anyways, that gets us half of our storage done, and we can start working on the other half. So let's also make sure that we can clean up some of this extra shit while we have the memory for it. Oh, and that also means too, based on our correct way of doing things, we're gonna have block, stair, slab, wall, right? So stair, pillar can fuck off for now. But we will start getting these all filled up. There we go. Let's see here. Pillar, stair. Here's the fruit. Oh shit, at some point we'll have to have endstone bits in here as well. So it may be best to move some of this stuff around for right now. Let's just, you know, we'll put a lot of this stuff around for right now. There we go. Just so we can have it out of the way. We can move it later too pretty easily, so I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, something like that. Here we go. Alright, and then this is where we get to filter away the rest of our stuff. So we get our cobblestone, we get the slabs, let's go get the rest of everything else put away. There we go. So we should be all caught up with what we have for right now. And we can continue to take stuff out from the second half. Got all of our super valuable things that are gonna definitely take some time to do stuff with. Copper is gonna be frankly annoying, and we're gonna have to do some stuff with that, so that's gonna be fun. Guess we got fire charges we can take. Skulk related stuff, that's a good category to have. And some force armor things. We still need to make sure that we have room for miscellaneous chests, so which we definitely have room for it. I just mean more in the sense that you know, we're gonna have to actually like dedicate a little area for it, right? Anyways, let's go ahead and get this crying obsidian. Get all this consolidated. There we go. That frees up an extra box for us. Alright, and fire charges. Let's also get this basalt put away too. Don't know why I said it like that. But you know, whatever. Salt slabs don't exist, so that's fine. Pretty sure they don't exist. It's like 50-50. Jury's still out on that. But I'm sure it's fine. So we got our polished, then we got our smooth. And we got another empty box yet again. And we got our fire charge box that we can do some good stuff with. It's over here, isn't it? Yeah, it was one of these. That away in there. Let's also turn this into actual like iron for right now. Just so that way we've kind of got this put together with our iron boxes. Because we could do that. And we're going to have to split our iron out too. And there's going to be a lot of things to split it out by, so that's where we're going to kind of get into some bits and pieces. So let's just put all of our mineral boxes down for right now. Well, coal is pretty easy at least, and so is like emerald. But, you know. And lapis. And all this stuff here. Yeah, we'll take the rack, because, you know, we're gonna try and filter everything down. We are making progress. I know it's been 50 minutes, but hey, you know, you gotta do all this stuff at some point, and I have finally got the feeling in me to care about it today. So I'm gonna care about it today and try and get it done. We're gonna dedicate the next floor to like plants and wood and stuff like that. That kind of makes sense because I feel like we're gonna run our course here with like glass of all colors and glass panes of all colors. Tinted glass will be there too. Then you've got all your end stuff, which frankly isn't a lot, so we'll have a good bit of extra space. Your earthly stones, which might end up bleeding over into here. And then your nether stuff, which should have some free space too. So yeah, plant some shit or something like that. We're gonna go in there. Which we will have to figure out how we're gonna want to do that. And we're also gonna finally put this one in here too. Sitting for too long. Here we go. Alright. And same deal with like mob parts too and animal parts. I feel like that'll be like a good second floor thing to have, you know. let's see here. Nethery bits. Here we go. Let's get our fire charges. I think we're doing pretty good on organizing, so I'm quite happy with this so far. Valuables will need to be on an extra floor. We're also gonna need some empty boxes here. Whoops. Shell box can stay there though. Alright, so we got our raw, super raw. Copper is gonna be like consistently annoying, I feel. So that's gonna be fun to figure that out. There's also just a lot of copper in general too, you know. You have gold. You may need to make more shell boxes, yeah. That's what it's looking like. Well, let's also do what we did before with our other one and just cut away everything that isn't used. So we don't have to get intimidated by how much is here, because again, if you actually sit down and look at it, there's not too much here, because this was where a lot of my valuable stuff tended to go. Whoops. Yeah, this is where a lot of my valuable stuff tended to go, and like plants after a while, so there shouldn't be as much here. See that we're making good headway on cutting all this out. And of course we got all of our dyes, which they definitely will have to have their own things. You got your slime blocks, and then iron is going to get reconsolidated back down. Try to leave us with another spare, of which we can filter our gold into. Looks like I placed these last couple backwards, funny enough. Ah, fences, yes, of course. Everybody's favorite. Redstone, and then we start actually getting into like the more densely populated bits, so look at how comparatively little we actually have to go through. Like half of those chests had nothing in them, and even then these ones barely have anything in them either, so we don't actually have to do too much. So we are on the back half at least, which is always nice. We're on the back half for right now. We're gonna have to use our chest to make a crap ton of shulker boxes to get the rest of this stuff filtered away. Of course, not to mention all these kind of weirdo things that we're gonna have to do. And copper, man, copper is just gonna be the bane of my freaking existence here. And I am just not gonna enjoy dealing with it, because there are so many different variants of copper, it's kind of insane. Oh wait, is that the golden dandelion? Just crafted from a golden dandelion? That's crazy. Anyways, shulkers, shells. Wherever the hell I put those chests at in that one chest. Go. Let's get some shells. There we go. Raw block. Yep, we are getting there. I won't even be able to label the deep slate emerald ore either because I only have one of them, so that's kind of fucked up on its own. Also, kind of crazy that we almost have a full stack of diamond blocks. That's pretty cool on its own. Scrap 3. Okay. That means all of our valuable ones have been officially organized, which is great. And then copper. Redstone is going to be another very big one. We're going to take nether quartz out of here. There we go. Slime blocks we'll take out because they're going to go in here. Alright, well, doesn't matter. We're gonna leave it alone. Very annoying. These things do happen, though. Yeah, and we really need to get this out of the way so that way we actually give ourselves more space. So we're gonna have to work on that pretty soon. Of course, we got all of our wools and stuff. We may also have a separate layer for color. So for like wool, concrete, maybe that's where glass should go too. Like wool, concrete, glass, and dye. What else do you dye in this game? Candles are dyed, but who gives a shit about candles, man? You know? Yeah, we'd have dye and then the matching wool, concrete. Oh, but then there's also powder too. Wool and concrete powder are the big three there. Glass is pretty important too. We may want to do some kind of conjoined section, maybe, right? Where, because, okay, let me do some counting. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So there's 16 colors in the game, right? And let's see here. Let's do some quick Googling here. I can think of wool, concrete powder. I guess bundles are another thing you can dye. Oh, terracotta. How did I forget about terracotta? That's pretty important. And then you get the weird shit that nobody cares about, like, beds. Like no one cares. I'm not gonna be storing that many beds. Oh, carpets too would be an important one. So let's see here. Wool, carpets, terracotta, glazed terracotta, that's 4. Powder, regular concrete is 6 altogether. 7 and 8 makes stained glass and stained glass paintings. So we could add in an additional thing of chest to make this like 9 tall. And then we would have to add in like some kind of like railing to get the rest of the stuff in. But we could have a corner be dedicated to all of the different dyes and not really run into any issues like all the different things you can dye. So I think that's what we're gonna go for. Probably. I think that would be fair. I think it makes sense and I think it would help to kind of split things up in an interesting way because instead of it all being like even layers, you'll have like one bit that's like 2 layers tall in one section and that could be cool and interesting. I don't know, it makes enough like aesthetic sense and organizational sense, it could be good. Same deal for the wood as well, because I think that would also be a smart idea too. So you'd have all your colored stuff, and then you'd have all your wood, right? Because then let's think about what you need wood for. You need it for the saplings, the logs, the planks, the fences, the fence gates, the signs, the hanging signs, the stripped logs, the bark blocks, strip bark blocks, stairs, the slabs. I mean, you gotta have it for fucking everything. So let's do another wiki search. Let's find out. Minecraft wood. What kinds of wood are there? Let's see here. So log, old bark block, stripped log, um, plank, slab stair, door, fence gate. That's 8 already. Trapdoor is 9. Hanging sign is 10. Button pressure plate is 11 and 12. And then boat is 13. So 13 freaking ones would be insane. Well, crap, man. Um, there would have to be a section that's 3 tall if I wanted to do that. Which, I mean, hey, not impossible. Or, alternatively, hmm, nah, yeah, I think it would just be wise that I have a 3 tall section. There's only so many wood types in the game right now, too, so it'd be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's not enough. Because there's like 11 wood types now, right? There's like a lot. How many different saplings are there? There's oak, spruce, birch, jungle, acacia, dark oak, cherry, pale oak, mangrove, propagules makes 9. So there's 9 saplings. Bamboo is there too, technically, so that would make like 10, but that's kind of its own thing, but that still is part of that family. So I would kind of have to have that in there. So yeah, we would have 10 there. Oh, and then all the nether wood that I don't use, so that would make 11 and 12. Do we have 12 wood types already? There are 12, yeah, okay. Yeah, there are 12 because they don't have bamboo on the wiki in this like article, but I know bamboo's there. Okay. The reason I mention that is because if we do a head count, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I can't count because these are in the way. Let's do another head count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we would have one extra spot for the leftover wood type that would inevitably happen in the game. Azalea is going to get lumped in with moss since it doesn't have its own wood type, because fuck you. And, you know, we'll have the extra there, and then that'll also leave the extra bit for more wood types in the future. But let's see here, we've got 4, 8, 12, and then 13, 14, because this will have to be a floor. So, on paper, we can dedicate, like, an entire corner to just wood and, like, fill in all the spots with the chest. We'll have to probably use scaffolding as like an easy way, like up and down to access the chest, and then to also like see what everything is and all that stuff. But I think that would be our winning play. So we're gonna actually take a little breather from what we've been doing, and we're gonna try and build out like the floor for one of these because I said so. And we'll try and do what we can here. Um, Now, if I'm gonna make a wood floor, I feel like it would only be appropriate to build it out of as many different wood types as I currently have access to, right? How silly would that be to not, you know? So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna grab as many fucking log boxes as we've got right here. And there we go. And we are just gonna sit down and build this thing. And I'm trying to think of where I want this built. I feel like stone and wood would make more sense, right? Because you've got all your stones plus your woods makes like everything more or less. So I think we should have it in this back corner here. It's also the furthest away from like our upper one, so that's kind of annoying, but I'm gonna roll with it. I'm not gonna worry too much about that, frankly. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this marked out. That this is gonna be the corner that we're gonna take over. What we're gonna do basically to get this built is we're gonna match up our pattern that we've established here with some kind of framing, probably spruce wood framing, and then we'll mix in a bunch of different planks for it. I don't know how I want the planks to look, like if I want it to be patterned or if I even could do a pattern, frankly. I don't know what that would look like if I'm going to be completely real here, but maybe I should do a pattern. Who knows? But let's just probably use some of our, we'll probably have like jungle logs be like more of a rarity, and we're gonna use planks, not logs. I'm just getting them laid out for right now. I've got my crafting table here with me to get this. But yeah, we've got a nice healthy mix. We can always mix in more later, so I don't really feel too bad about doing any of this. We're also gonna consolidate our inventory just a little bit here. Here we go, much better. Oh, spruce wood, right. So I think we're gonna keep with the spruce wood trim that we've already established because I can. And we're also gonna take the scaffolding box, put that there. Here's our spruce. Okay. So we're gonna use our same spruce trim that we've already been using. And we're gonna do a little something like that. And you know, we'll go up to about there for now. Alright, and one of these had, here we go. We'll do a little something like that. And then you can see how we're gonna get this, will be matched up. We want to be very careful not to disturb the water here either, because that will cause untold issues if we fuck that up. So let's not fuck that up, because that would be bad. Alright. There we go. Got that there. Got that there. And we'll do that because I can. Actually, no, we'll leave that there as a central pillar. We gotta have some kind of support in this, right? We'll just have this go up to the top. Not gonna think too hard about this. Oh, right, we also put all of our torches away. Well, except for our convenient box of torches, so... There we go. We got that. Got some extra wood. Alright, there we go. So now with something like this, that's good for our spruce quota, so I don't feel like... Oh, it should have got there. Whoops. That goes there. That goes there. And let's see here, scaffolding wise. We're gonna just have it kind of go up into here. There we go. So we got some easy way into here, and then basically we're gonna just go ahead and layer in a crap ton of wood. So let's see here. Let's go ahead and get a nice wide variety of planks here. We're gonna get half a stack of logs for each type that we have, because that should get us plenty of planks, and then that forces us to use a little bit of diversity here to actually make things look interesting. And for our shitty no-name wood that we don't have a lot of, we're gonna have to ignore it, but you know, it's fine. Alright, got that, 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 and that. Okay. Let's also maybe sleep. We haven't slept in a hot minute here, and I'm a little worried. I don't think we'll have to deal with phantoms like ever, but you never know. So better safe than sorry, right? Okay. So now with something like this, I guess it just turns into how the hell do we want to do this, you know? A lot of these are pretty like bright wood other than like the work planks. So either we can do patterned or we can try and be a little tasteful with like how we do stuff. I think mm, we should try and be tasteful with how we do this instead of just trying to spit out patterns in like randomish ways or like have like randomly placed wood planks. So yeah, we'll try and get that one figured out. I think what's under these should be a solid color. So I'm gonna elect to use warped planks because it'll stand out. Maybe we'll do like a 2x2 checkerboard-esque pattern for this stuff of like mint and pink. Maybe we'll do that, and then we'll have a trim of pale oak going the whole way around. 2x2 doesn't make sense because it's not an even number, so it's gonna have to be every other. So already off to one of the starts of all time. But that's okay, you know, it's part of the design process, you know. Sometimes you just have ideas that don't work out, and there's nothing inherently wrong with that, you know. Okay, and then here, feel like we can continue the checkerboard pattern, or do we want to have it? I think we should, yeah. Mainly doing this to get the ugly wood blocks out of them first. Wow, I cannot believe that one placed, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, go ahead and get that out. There we go. Okay. Maybe we can do trim going the whole way around of pale oak. And then we'll just kind of loop it in with like birch and oak. Something like that. Yeah, fuck it, why not? It looks a little goofy, I know, but I'm not gonna sweat that too hard. There we go. Just doing a little something like that. We made a nice little gradient by accident anyway, from like white to slightly tan, slightly more tan. Hey, that worked out pretty well, I'd say, right? Can't complain too much about that, now can I? Go ahead and get our scaffolding out here and repeat the same thing in here, I feel. And this is where things are also going to get kind of interesting, because you've had this like cobblestone like divider slash corner for a very long time. It's just kind of been here. We've never done anything with it, so I don't really know what I would want to do with it at this rate, or how I would even want this to work. I think we'll do that because I don't know if I want there to be a pillar here or not. I'm probably gonna have a 2x2 pillar that goes up, but this was more of a marker just to kind of show that that's where the chest should be when I was building this out initially. So I think we'll leave it be like that for now. Then of course that gives us a nice little bit of space up here to do whatever we want with. Could be interesting. Layer in our pale oak. We should have some dark oak somewhere too, if we want to keep this kind of darker pattern going in. And do something about it, you know? So maybe these need to be, that it would be weird to have this one being the only. It doesn't make sense for this to be anything else, I'm not gonna lie. So we'll have that be the corner. Maybe we'll leave the radial thing for another one. The radial one will be unique to that one there, so it sticks out better. I think that's the better idea. And then we'll cap that off with like dark oak or something. Hey, that doesn't look too bad even underneath, so that's pretty neat. And we're gonna need a shit ton of item frames again if we want to do this though, which will be kind of annoying. But luckily we got leather from the bartering farm, so I guess it's actually not too bad this time around. Who knows? And we will definitely need a lot of scaffolding to this, but we're not gonna worry about that right now. We're just gonna instead keep doing what we're doing here. We're gonna tuck all of the extra wood away for right now. There we go. Very cool. And yeah, we need two things there, so. Let's go get some chests and then we'll kind of figure it out. We can also use this again as like an extra room, so we'll probably end up doing that. I think we'll mix in some spruce logs, spruce planks into here, since dark oak is a bit too sharp of a jump, so. Yeah, we'll do a little something like that for now. And that'll be a mixed box at the moment until we eventually get all this figured out, which is okay. Alright, let's see here. So we need to pop down into that one shulker box that I put the chest in. Oh, this is one of them, but this isn't the one I was thinking of. The other one is over here with the shells. But we'll leave that one intact for now, I think. Because that's what we use actually to make the extra boxes, so that's fine. Still have a decent chunk to do there, unfortunately. Alright, let's see here. We got our corner here. And basically this is where we're going to want to come through and we're going to load up on a little bit of scaffolding, wherever the hell I put it. Can't be that far away. Here we go. We'll get 6 stacks. That should be more than plenty. Alright, and this is where we sit down and we do some thinking. So, we know for a fact that these are going to have item frames on them, but we also know that we want to be a little bit farther away so we can actually see them a little bit better. So we want to be 2 away. So we've got a thing there with the item frame, and then that gives us enough space here to actually see what's happening. And conveniently, that lines up pretty well with our center point there, which I do like a lot, so that's good. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 5. Here we go. Got a nice healthy amount of center points. Let's do one more. There we go. There we go. So we do a little something like that. That should get us plenty of space. I guess let's just see if we can match this up going the whole thing. 'Cause that would be kind of nice if we could. I guess we can. That's cool. Alright, well, we will do that because I said so. Oh, yeah, duh. Perfect. Okay. So doing a little something like this should give us enough space. Um, hmm. I feel like doing this all out of scaffolding may not have been the best idea. Why did I feel the need to do this like this again? I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know. We're gonna probably scratch this and try again. I guess it was really more just to get easy access to like the angles that I need, but it doesn't even do good at that. So, bit of a misstep, but I guess not the end of the world or nothing. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Son of a gun, dude. Come on now. There we go. Much better. Okay. So we do something like that. We're gonna have to do it again on the other side. let's go ahead and do this again. Okay, so we got that done. That's good. Rip that out. Alright, and then that will get us to our last layer here that we need to do. Shouldn't be nothing too bad. Go. Alright, there we go. So we got everything all connected up. That's good. What we're going to go ahead and do is take down all of this scaffolding just completely because we don't really need it. Now that we have a better idea of where we're going to be building our things, we should be fine. So yeah, we'll leave that be. Of course, we still need a way to get up and down, like, every couple of floors. That's kind of going to be its own thing, but we don't have to use scaffolding for that. I mean, we'll use it to get up and down. Like, we're literally just going to, you know, do this. So it goes up to, like, the near top. And let's go ahead and do a head count on, yep, so it's 4. Okay. So every 4 blocks, we should have a spot where we can do all this stuff at. Oh, we never put that back. Well, dang. Also need to quit flying off the pole here. Come on now. There we go. Alright. So yeah, every 4 blocks, so that one there is where we could go ahead and have some kind of additional layer. I think we'll trace what we have, except we'll use slabs this time of full instead of full blocks. So let's go ahead and take a step back here for a moment, and let's get some logs. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you'd have an upside down one there. Wait, I should still have some wood left over. There we go. Alright, nice. It's been an hour and a half. Damn. Been doing this for a hot minute here. I guess we can get a little bit of scaffolding to help with some of this stuff. shit, wrong way. Didn't even help at all because I put it the wrong way. Well, damn. Also, don't know where that. Oh, here it is. Okay, I don't know where that wood went either, but that's fine. We got it. Alright, well, that would have been kind of cool if we hit that, but that's alright. Close enough. Yeah. Alright, let's try this again. Let's just do this really simple. One, two, three, four. There's number 5. There we go. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's number 5. Now we're out of wood, so now we get to make a little bit more. There we go. One, two, three, four, 5. And it's going. There we go. Okay. That's better. So that should get all of the kind of ribbing done that we're looking for here. And then we basically just have to, well, we can't connect up each floor in full because we still need to leave like 2 blocks of airspace in between. But we can, you know, at least continue doing some neat things with it. So yeah, we've got our off-limit bits that we're going to be able to work with. That should be fine. And then we really just need to get some stuff put down. We could do a checkerboard with logs. We haven't done that yet, so I think that's what we're gonna do. No, it has to be slabs because we're dumb. We literally just went on that whole tangent about how it should be slabs. So we can do a checkerboard with slabs, but you know. Alright, anyways. We might have overdone it a little bit here, but that's fine. Not gonna worry about that too hard. Okay, like we just mentioned, can't put it there because kind of need the space to be able to see some things. It seems like this is going to be a bit of a tough one, honestly. Then I feel like 2 blocks is just too much space. Because, I mean, yeah, we can see more, but, you know, like, I don't know. Let's just stick with something for right now. You know, we're just going to go ahead and checkerboard with what we got up till we get to 2 blocks away. Go. Alright, so we got a little something like that. So that's good. And we can do it again up the top. Wow, we really did not need to make that many slabs. We would have been fine with what we had, so whoops. That's alright, I guess. And let's also switch it up a bit. Let's go get some birch. Birch and spruce will be our next batch. Birch, spruce. There we go. Okay. Go, we got that done, so that's our next floor. And I think what we'll do, I feel like one more wouldn't hurt, honestly. I think that's what we'll do. So we're gonna stretch this out one more and see how I feel about this, and then what I think we'll do is we'll have like fences of some kind to kind of separate these floors a little bit. So that way there's no chance that I accidentally brush up against that or fall down or anything like that. Since it is otherwise just going to be like an unprotected, walkway. So we want to be a little mindful. Probably use fence type that we haven't used yet. Don't know what that would be, but we'll cross that bridge in a moment when we get to it. Again, all this stuff is iterative, I think it looks pretty good so far. It's not the best build and it's the most detailed and stuff like that, but there is some joy in just simplicity. Not everything needs to be super elaborate or over the top. Sometimes just having a nice simple build can really just be nice to actually build. And it still looks good at the end of the day. It's nice. I like it. But yeah, we do need a little more kind of up in here. So let's go ahead and make some damn space apparently, because good Lord Almighty, we are full. Completely our own fault because we overdid it on some of the crafting, might I add, but it's still something we could do. And let's see here. I don't know. Maybe we could. I kind of want one of the thinner things, so if it has to be something, it should probably be a fence of some kind. Maybe I've got some extra fences down below I could use. Nether brick could be kind of interesting, I guess. I wouldn't mind doing that. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. We're doing nether brick, man. We'll do it. This is also showing me that I need to install crafting tables at like every corner by the looks of it. Let's go ahead and tuck the remainder away. There we go. So here's what I'm thinking. We're gonna go ahead and literally just brick this off. Like just plain and simple, we're just gonna brick this off. And that should be good. I mean, I can extend it out a little bit farther, but but we'll do it just because. Okay, good amount. There we go. All right. So yeah, I like how it's super dark, so it contrasts really well against everything, and then it should get us the ability to still reach everything pretty comfortably. So let's go ahead and put that to the test. Okay, let's see if we can fucking place a block to do that. We're gonna put that there. That's where that reaches. Just that way we can see how this actually looks. And then, yep, same idea. There we go. So we effectively do have range on everything within a section, which is nice. We can't look up the whole way, but because the pattern's going to be the same, it's not too big of a deal to not be able to see directly to the top. And plus, I don't think my PC would much appreciate that anyway, so, you know, it's fine. I could have also made these solid and then had it taper off into, like, a stair trim. We might do that instead. I'm gonna put a pin in that. We'll come back to that a little later, but I think that's what we're gonna end up doing is we're gonna replace these with full blocks and then have like a stair trim. So those slabs that we just crafted are gonna be kind of worthless, but you know who's worried about that? If I do fall, it doesn't hurt like at all, basically. Hurts a little bit, but not enough to really even be concerned about, frankly, which is fine. So, and then we could also have like safety up here. I guess that wouldn't hurt either to do. Um, we'll have safety going up until I guess we'll have safety going the whole way around, except for maybe this part, but that's fine. So let's go ahead and make some more fences here. Again, it's not like I can break my limbs so bad that I just die on impact, but hey, you know, why not? We'll just coat like the logs. I think that's a fair compromise. So that way we can still jump out if we really want to, but for the most part we're kind of just here, you know. Yeah, we're gonna need some more. So if I were to walk out, A, I've got some water, and B, it doesn't hurt that much. There's nether brick walls? I forgot they had those. I thought it was still fences. Damn. Must actually be getting old or something, it feels like, because apparently I don't remember half of this shit. This stuff's been, I know this stuff's been around for a while now, too. Like, nether brick walls don't exactly sound like a new concept, and they make sense in context with everything else. It's just, I don't know. I guess I never really thought about it, so who knows. Either way, it should be good. Yeah, I shouldn't really have any issues with this. So, again, this gets us access to all of our storage where we can see like everything physically with our eyes. And then all it turns into is we need to get a bunch of item frames to label everything with, and then just kind of go from there. So, yeah, not too bad. Alright, let's see here. Fence, full brick, or full bricks, and then brick singular, which makes sense, but yeah, that looks pretty cool from the outside, I'd say, so I don't mind it too much. And obviously, we don't need any here, but you know. And we'll have to install some lighting on the ceiling, like just some simple lanterns or something would add a hell of a lot, you know? But for now, let's actually keep it simple and let's go get some of that leather that we have down below. We're gonna use up all of it from trading or from the bartering hall that we ended up building however many months ago. It's been a good couple months since all that. And when something like this is done, we will be able to. We should be able to do everything. I mean, we'll be able to take all the different wood, so we'll be able to clean this out. We'll have a separate wood section like we usually do with like ladders, sticks, um, fucking whatever else we normally have. Like I legitimately can't give you any examples because my brain is just giving up right now. Then of course we got all of our saplings and things like that. And bamboo. Oh, scaffolding. Scaffolding would be a nice extra one to have. But yeah, we'll be able to knock out a pretty large chunk of these chests. That's good. But let's go get this handled. So let's see here. Let's go take a stack of oak logs. Those sticks. I forgot a stack of logs barely does anything. Shit, well. Right, oh, bamboo farm. Right, yeah, let's go pop up there and go do something about that. There we go. Doing great on iron still. We have caught up pretty well. Quite good there. Okay, we are kind of crazy on logs. Good Lord Almighty. Wow. Starting to get backed up here. That's definitely abnormal. Here's all of our sticks. Item frames. Overdid it a bit again. That's okay. We can instead go put all these sticks away. We'll just, yeah, we'll put those in there. Okay. So, we've got 3.5 stacks of... How? He had to have spawned on another layer, but that is concerning. He probably spawned here somehow. No, but yeah, he had to have. Alright. That's concerning. Probably a spot in a corner, I would say, if I had to guess. Because otherwise, this is pretty well lit up. So I think there was just a tiny little spot that he spawned at. And since the rest of my base is so spawn proof, you know, there's not much of a choice. Alright, there we go. So that should make sure that we're fully lit up. We shouldn't have any issues on anything at all. And now all we have to do is go ahead and place in all of our item frames. Alright, so out of a stack that took 22, if I'm not mistaken. So it's 22 per layer, which makes sense because it should be 13 plus 9, but we'll double check. Yeah, that is correct. So, yeah. All that leather, and we only got a third of the frames, basically. into our last stack of item frames here. Alright, and then this will let us complete this last line here, so not too bad. It'll get us most of the way there. Climb up. There we go. Alright. So basically we want to fill out one whole column with like everything of that wood type. I mean like everything. And then that'll act as the blueprint to how we need to organize and set up everything else. So, yep, that's going to be fun. And I think we should prioritize the wood types first. So what we're actually going to do is, first of all, is we're going to take out all of the side bits that we have here, because these all need to be... Alright, since they're entities, I actually do have to click on individual one. I can't just hold it. I'm sure I could brush all this out with water too, but I'm not going to sweat that, honestly. But yeah, let's just go ahead and take out all of our other item frames on this 9-1 for right now until we can get the other one fully populated. There we go. Alright, so that'll reclaim another stack and a half or so. We can go ahead and place that on the rest of this here. And then whatever's left over, we'll go ahead and place down. Actually, no, we'll hang on to the rest of them because since we're going to be making our valuables area next after this, we're going to kind of want the extra, so that'll be enough for now, because again, that covers all the different wood types, so we don't have a lot there that we would have to worry about, which is fine. Anyways, we will tuck these here for now. Yeah, we got a nice little section done, so that's good. And let's go ahead and pop on down, and let's go ahead and focus on oak first. What am I doing here? Come on. Right, so, a couple of things. This is coming with me because I need the ability to make a bunch of shulkers right on site. And we're gonna take all the oak related things out of here. It's the doors, the fences, the gates, and trapdoors. Okay, arbor stands, that counts as wood. We'll put that in there at some point. Alright, so that should get us all of it, of the saplings here, obviously, that we have. And we have enough logs to craft the rest on site. So, yeah, what we're gonna go ahead and do is pop right on up here. And again, we're gonna need to install crafting at like every floor. So we may as well go ahead and put our last crafting table down now. And, I mean, I guess we could just have it replace one of the fences on each of them. That's not too big of a deal. Too bad about doing that. So, that's fine. So what we're gonna do is sapling first. I feel like that's the smart way to do this. And then what we're gonna do, I think, is we're gonna do normal blocks. So planks, slabs, stairs, fences, right? Like kind of how we've done it, or rather planks, stairs, slabs, fences, like how we've done with our blocks here, where it's gonna do solid, 3/4, half, nobody cares. So yeah, okay. Get to that. Stairs. Oh, that's another wood block that we'll also have to account for now. Alright, so full, 3/4 slabs, and then fences, and then fence gates, and then we want door, trap door, and then we want like sign and hanging sign. Oh, we want logs too, fuck. We need to do logs first. Let's take all this down. We need to do logs and logs. Let's try that again. So, our wood and then our logs. Yeah, we're gonna kind of go from there. And of course, we'll do hanging signs and regular signs and all that stuff, but we need to get the absolute basics out of the way first. These are also really annoying because it's hard to tell wood from log, but we'll do wood, log, plank, and then we'll continue our regularly scheduled program here of everything else. So stair, slab, fence, gate, door, trap door, that sign, oh, and shelves too. I forgot about those things as well. Being stripped logs. Fuck, I didn't even think about that either. Dude, there are so goddamn many. It is crazy. There's so many blocks. It's annoying. Let's just dump the remaining wood in here for now. It was probably the regular ones, but I needed chains because it's hanging. Duh. Aye, man. Alright, well, let's fix that real quick and go get some nuggets, ingots, make 2 chains. Yep, it wasn't the... Let's also go take everything down again, too. I really want this to be as all-encompassing as possible. Except for maybe, like, pressure plates and buttons or something silly like that, because those are so niche that I couldn't care. I also could just expand it up at the top, too, if I really need to. So I want to make sure I get everything else kind of handled first, but let's see here. Stripped wood, regular. So regular wood, then stripped, regular log, then a stripped log. And then that'll get us into plank territory. Then now we go to plank. We could also have it curl around like the entire side instead of having to go up and down. But kind of already no, because then it'd be 22 times 14. So I would rather have the length instead of the height. Yeah, okay. That's... Fuck, how many are up here again? I think it's 14 chests, because there's 12, 13, 14. And we've got 12 wood types in the game, so... Yeah, I mean... If we wanted to, we would probably rather do it that way. And then that means stretching that out around is going to be a little annoying, but that should still be fine. Well, because we don't have 22 wood types, or we don't have 22 things within the wood block, like family, to add, you know? So I think let's just stick with this for now. And we'll kind of cross that other bridge when we get to it. We may get to it here pretty soon, though. And then signs and hanging signs will be like another thing. Yeah, okay. Alright, we got our signs. And our hanging signs. And then of course we have shelves. And chiseled bookshelves are miscellaneous though, so it's really shelves are like the last like wood thing that we would have to have in here. So we would still have to add in like an extra thing of height. So signs, hanging signs, and then one extra layer up at the top for everything else. So that would be, that's kind of fucked up. Here we go, we'll do something like that. Here we go. Just out here, so we'll round that off a little bit. Okay. And shelves. We'll have our last thing for shelves up at the top. And again, we didn't even include buttons and trapdoors. Buttons and pressure plates, because that's redstone. I'll have a mixed one, I guess, in there. No, because I really don't want to do mixed ones either. But objectively speaking, we're not gonna have like that heavy of an amount of those, so I'm not gonna worry too hard about it. But yeah, we'll mix it in with redstone instead, because that's what I feel like. So yeah, okay. Anyways, shelves, right? Yes, okay. How do we make shelves again? Not chisel bookshelves. Just 6 strip oak logs. Okay. Okay, there we go. After we get our leftover thingamabobs, our item frames, here we go. So from the very bottom layer, we've got access to like everything important, especially with our jump boost, so we can get to all of the logs and planks, and that's where 90% of our time is spent. So you can craft everything else with those, but if we need to, we can pop in and manually check everything else by hand. Okay, there we go. So now that's in place. That's good. Then we got our shelves in there. That's good. Ow. Put those in there for now. And we'll take the oak shelves out. Put the oak stuff. Okay. So we've got a good idea of how we want to sort everything else away, which is very nice and handy. Let's go ahead and take some of these last chests and go fill in the extra edges that we want. Here we go. I think I had enough clearance for that, but okay. Whoops. Tuck those away in there, and then, yeah, then all we would have to do is organize everything else, which is gonna take some time, because it's all the freaking types of wood in existence. and all their saplings too. So it's every other type of wood that exists that we have stockpiled in these and their trapdoors, and their fences and everything. And then we also need to decide on the sapling order as well, which I'm gonna probably go off of the wiki based on like the added, so that way it keeps it kind of consistent. So, or rather off of like the wood type that's here. Let's see here, wood type by date added. So oak, spruce, birch, jungle. So spruce, birch, jungle should be in here. Yep. Acacia and dark oak. Acacia, dark oak. And then crimson and wart, which is annoying because I don't know if I have the fungus for either of them. I should. Might have the fungus for the nether woods. Why am I checking in here? It's not gonna be in there. If it were to be anywhere, where would that anywhere be? I know I left some kind of nether thing just hanging out in a chest, like a floater. It was not those flowers. I'm very sure, 90% sure that I left some of that other stuff out. But we've got the work planks and all that. No, I guess we didn't. Well, damn. Alright, well, we may want to make a quick trip into the nether to go get that handled, as I said so. Yeah, it looks like that's gonna have to be the case. Well, shit. Alright, let's go get that handled. How long's it been? It's been over 2 hours. That's pretty nuts. Been doing this for quite a hot minute here. All that time building the cloud, we haven't been able to enjoy it yet either. Bit of a shame, but that's fine. It's just stuff that we gotta get done, you know? It is worth it when it's done. It's just a matter of getting to that point where it is fully done. That's alright. So weird, all the sheep are at the edge of the pen. That seems kind of fucked up. It's silly. But I'm sure it's fine. Alright. Back in we go. Did I leave any in here from doing some kind of excavation? No, I did not. It's worth a check. Saw a pigman down there. Makes enough sense since everything got kind of blown the shit out here, so. Alright, crimson fungus and wart fungus. We have our book still, right? I'm pretty sure we do. Yes. I don't know why I wouldn't have it, but hey, you know, maybe I wanted to clear up inventory space or something, so you never know. Naturally, here's every biome except for the 2 that you're looking for, because you're not allowed to enjoy anything, like, at all. 0. It's just not cool. Archer's still doing good at least, so we won't have to worry about it breaking or nothing. Oh, could it be? And it is. Now, very rarely we should know. Okay, I don't know how that one missed, but whatever. Anyways, rarely we should be able to get the blue fungus out from here too, so we really just need it for our item collection. We will grab a couple though, since it is good to have the ability to grow them at least, you know? Or at least pretend that we care enough to, like, try and grow them at some point. Because we probably won't ever really grow them, if I can be completely real. Like, it's gonna be, we're doing something super niche and we actually want to do, like, a really pretty build and all that kind of stuff, but otherwise, who cares? Leave the babies there. Right, they changed how that ugly bastard looks too. Alright, well, we've got all the different types of them, so let's just go ahead and round up a little bit more, and then we will pop back out of here. San deal with the wart fungus. I mean, we don't have. I left my ender pearls at home. Damn it. Oh, that's fine. Let's just see if we can fly the hell out of here. Alright, base is at 3017, negative 126. Whoops. We're gonna have to cut through here a little bit. And we've got about 800 blocks through the Basalt Delta before we get back home. It's not too hard, just gotta fly out there is all. Right, there we go. Let's double check in here because we haven't ever looked at this in such a long time. There was nothing in here that we were taking. Oh well. Oh, back up we go. So that was a quick little smash and grab. We got both different types of fungus, which sets us up good for everything else. And then we can keep going down the list there. Holy lag, good lord. Alright, that was a quick grab. Yeah, let's go here. There we go. Okay, so let's pull up that wiki page. We'll do Crimson. Then worked. It's kind of nuts that we went a super long time looking at the wiki. So Dark Oak and Acacia got added in 1.7, and then we didn't get any new wood until 1.16. Like that's fucking crazy. And then they just started pumping out wood like every update basically after that because there was like none anywhere at all. Here we go. There's a mangrove propagule. And we got some mangrove wood. Hmm. And then oddly enough, the log page, or like the literal wiki page that details logs existing. It was not updated past mangrove, but luckily since there's so few left, I'm pretty sure we know how this goes. It should go. Well, technically, who was bamboo added? Bamboo 1.15? Or is it 1.16? Bamboo was added in 1.20. Wow. Oh, the plant itself had been in the game since 1.14. Okay, so we'll kind of shift these out around a little bit here. So we're gonna do that. Cherry should be near last, and it should be like pale oak. Which we have no pale oak saplings at all, so that's sick, but you know, whatever, I guess. Yeah, we have pale oak wood, but we don't have the sapling somehow, which seems a bit odd for me. Oh wait, I know why, because I've been actually hoarding the saplings down by the tree farm, haven't I? It seems like that sounds like something I would do, you know? So we will have to do something about that. Okay, let's see here. Anyways, dark oak. Go right there. Cherry. Go right there. Spruce. Yep. Jungle. Uh-huh. Then our warped fungus. Crimson. Acacia and grove. Let's go grab some bamboo. Let's go pull it out of our existing stockpile. Here we go. The rest of it there. Alright. Bamboo. And then again, bamboo's gonna be a little more annoying because we don't have as many of the variants as the other woods, but that means it'll just kind of stick out a bit more, right? So that's fine. Let's see here, and then yeah, we want to do. Let me see here. Pale oak should be the last one in here. Yeah, okay. Alright, well, let's go down into the wood farm and go get some of that pale oak sapling. Guess we can also pop up to our bed first and sleep, because why not? Here we go. I can't be right. I know for a fact that I have to have pale oak saplings in something. Here we go. Perfect. We'll take some of those too. Just that way we can keep our reserve up a little bit. There we go. Alright, and then we have room for a new wood type if or when that ends up happening. That's good. And then it would just be a matter of filling fucking everything out, which is gonna be really annoying, I'm not gonna lie. And I don't feel like doing that today. But we at least got all the woods in, so I'm not too mad about that. I think what we're also gonna do, at least in the meantime, is to act like we made some extra amount of progress here. We're gonna make 2 shulker boxes, and we're gonna pop down and grab all of the extra wood out of all of these that we have, not including buttons and pressure plates. So like that, yoink, that, yoink, yoink. And I mean, we're just gonna lump everything kind of together for right now. Except for our generic wood. We're gonna kind of keep that intact. Skulk stuff, and then just generic valuables that need to have a separate section built out for them, because they're special, and copper. Copper's fucking it too. Okay, yep, all that away. Okay, and of course we got all of our dye boxes that we'll have to work on actually dyeing. And then you've got your other greenery stuff that'll have to go on a second floor. So until we build out our second floor and our third floor, we're kind of like locked in for what we have, honestly. Because the rest of these are like all plant related and stuff like that. So they're not particularly difficult to put away. But we do need to actually put things away, right? And mob drops too, they have to kind of go in their own little area too. So yeah, we need a mob drop section. Oh man, that's gonna take a while. So we need a mob drop section, we need our valuables section, and then we need like our plant section. And then I guess ores are different from like just generic valuables, so that's like an extra 4 sections we have to have built out. So like that whole second floor, and dyes, that's actually 5, so yeah, we'll have to build out like the whole second and third floor of like everything. Which is a little annoying, I won't lie, but hey, you know, if it'll get us there in the end, then so I guess I'm okay with that. Let's turn all this into planks and crafting tables, because we kind of need to restock on those. And then I'm just gonna, you know, that's just gonna go out there. Okay. Alright, cool. So again, all of our valuable ore bits are all finally taken out. Take those out, and that's our extra bit of wood. String can go in there. Spider eye can go over there. I did grab that one. Perfect. I think it's raining because it looks like there's fog, but it's kind of hard to tell. Alright, well, let's try and just figure it out, you know? Is it knowing as everything's gonna be? Let's try and sort it away here nicely. Okay, and we will dump those there. Alright, let's start with warped planks, and we're just gonna keep everything very simple here and just try to cluster everything together. So sticks go in there. Alright, let's make another 6 here. And let's just start throwing everything away. So, oak planks, oak slabs, pale oak slabs, pale oak planks. There we go, so that'll get that cleaned up, good. Then there's cherry, spruce, slabs and planks. Need to make another batch of boxes, like so. Spruce wood. Pretty much all the oak stuff needs to be separated here. Fence gate. We have fences, but no gate box, do we? Nope, pretty sure we don't have a gate box. Well, damn. Good. Alright. Couple more. Seems there's some kind of visual error if you look at light a certain way. Not light if you look at it. I don't know if you all saw that there was like some weird streak of white. Yeah, you see how like you can see like through like the block sometimes if you're highlighted over it. Maybe let's see the outline just doing that. I don't know. There was definitely something there. Didn't like looking at that. Alright, well, okay. All the oak stuff should be sorted away at this point. Like, we literally should have a box for every single oak thing in existence. So, why don't we go ahead and package up all of the oak related boxes to get them out of our way and sorted. Okay, there we go. So now we'll go ahead and head up and we will start trying to get all these layered in as best we can. So let's see here. Okay. Oak wood is our first one. That's because that's like the full bark box looking one. Anything stripped? I don't think I have anything stripped anymore. It's fine. Okay, oak planks, oak slab, oak stairs, fence, fence gate, oak door, trap door, sign, shelf. Okay, so all the oak stuff, with buttons and pressure plates is all sorted away now. Ow. I need to add Well, that's why I have the glass, because that is the safety net, but maybe I should add a little more sometime. Oh, and I forgot the actual logs too. Whoops. Alright. We need a couple more. Alright. Let's go ahead and get everything else sorted away though. We're gonna take this, that. Yep. Wait, well not that one though. That one can stay for right now. That one's annoying. Yep, slab. Okay, and then work planks, and then that puts us at like max capacity on what we can take for them. So, okay. This is gonna be annoying for right now, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Stem can go there. Here we go. And jungle log. Alright. We are making progress slowly but surely. And then we can take the rest of these since these were all nicely sorted. Really need to go up another floor. Okay, makes life way easier. Plus now we gotta start doing slabs and stuff too. Spruce wood can go down though to the bottom. So it's the rest of these are slabs and planks. That's good. Where's those bamboo ones? Here we go. Cherry and pale oak. Yep, that is cherry. Good. Sorry, I'm not saying a whole lot other than just what I'm doing, but I mean, hey, there's not a lot to say because we have spent 2.5 hours organizing, so it has definitely been one of the things I've done today. It's good, I guess, but again, something that kind of just has to get done, you know. There we go. We got most of the wood that we had down there sorted away. We've still got a little bit of straggler stuff we need to do, but that should be okay. Alright, let's see here. So, trapdoor, slab, gate, planks. There's all of our dark oak stuff. Let's go ahead and put all this away. Damn it. Okay, that's where dark oak goes. Good. Skate. And then trapdoor. Don't take fall damage off of that. That's good. Okay. Oh, alright. We have one in there. And then we've got one more shortcut box that we'll have to make. let's start with payload because we know that's at the very end. Well, the end -1. It's an easy one. Door, fence, fence gate. Go ahead and grab the fence. There's the gate, and then there is the trap door. Trap door? Why did I say it with the ED at the end? I don't know. But either way, got all that in there. That leaves us with 3 extra empty boxes, which is always nice. And slowly but surely, we are filling out this wall with all the different wood types and all their variants. So that's good. Alright, we need 1 empty box for armor stands. There we go. Okay, so we've got all of our wood in to date. Oh, except for some signs, I guess, that I have forgotten about. I guess we can put those in there too. Luckily, since spruce is the second one, that makes this pretty easy to figure out. That's alright. Okay, there we go. Now that should be all the wood that we have to date. Okay, there we go. So yeah, eventually we'll fill in the rest of the gaps with all their respective things, and it'll make life easier. Like we'll be able to bulk store, but can't do that yet at the moment. So you know, but we are getting there. You can see we've got a decent chunk of the logs. I know we have dark oak logs and bamboo logs. Surprisingly, not crimson logs, and mangrove makes sense because I hate mangrove, so I hate harvesting the damn stuff. But that's fine. But we have made pretty good progress here over the past 2.5 hours. As a reminder, I want to do a colored section as well that will have all the different versions of colored things that'll be in the game, and that's going to take some time to do too, because there are 16 different colors, not including any kind of like neutral colors, quote unquote. So, you know, knowing things, but that's alright. Take these out. And take these. See if there's anything else. I guess we take the chest too. Dye boxes, which we need to dye to actually do things. And yeah, looks like the remainder of this stuff here is gonna be cleaning out whatever else we got. So yeah, we're gonna have to build out next time because I'm getting kind of tired and I've been doing this for 3 hours straight. Next time we're gonna have to build out a whole separate section or set of sections for every other thing that we want to get done. Because we've got most of it done up to a point, which is nice, but you know, we still have more that we gotta do here. Let's put shroom lights up there. And I'll also put like the wart blocks up in that area too at some point, I'm sure. So, you know, have that ready. And there should be a box of sticks. Here we go. Put the extra chest in there. There should be one with my item frames. There is. I'm also going to put my leather there now because I'm going to end up using all that leather for item frames. Let's take the endstone out of here too. Let's go drop that off in like one of the end boxes that we have. Here we go. Neat. That gets rid of all the empty boxes, and then we've got like miscellaneous wood and stuff. This area for right now. Otherwise, the rest of this is pretty well sorted, so that's nice. And yeah, I think we'll do colored stuff up there. I can do that, so. And otherwise, yeah, we've only got a small handful of chests to clear out. Again, these have already been organized. Valuable things, so that's all fine. And then farming stuff too will take up a decent sized area. So yeah, we're gonna have to do everything layer by layer. I think I can leave just like one simple corner for like farming, because that shouldn't be too bad. So I should be okay with that. And then let me check the wiki again for dye related things, because I forget how many there are, but there's enough that I have to be a little concerned. So there's wool, carpet, terracotta, glazed terracotta. So that's 4. Concrete pattern, concrete is 6. Glass panes is 8. Shulker boxes is not gonna be included. Beds neither, because I don't need that many of them, and I can craft what I need with what I have, so I'm okay with that. Candles I do need those. That's 9. Bundles, same deal, don't need that. So 9. Harnesses, don't need that. Yeah, so 9. So there's gonna be 9 of them that I would have to, and that's not including the dyes itself, so it's actually 10 in total. Shit. Well, I could just stack an extra layer at the top, so I'm gonna build in an extra layer chest, and then an extra layer chest up at the top, so that'll give me my 10, so then, like, that corner will be for dyed stuff. I should really, like, layer a bunch of torches or something. We'll do that. So that's gonna be the dye layer where we're gonna have all of our dyed stuff at. So I'm gonna have to seal off that floor, chest there, chest at the very top. That'll get us 10 columns or 10 rows, which 13 plus 9 is 22. So we'll have more than enough to actually cover all 16 colors as like their column, and then, you know, red column with, you know, glass row, pane row, terracotta row, terracotta, glazed terracotta row, etc. We're gonna keep going up and doing that, kind of like what we just did for the wood. Um, and then we'll have like this middle block that we could do some other nice things with. We'll probably put valuables up in here. I feel like that would be good. So I think that's what we'll do next time. Is we'll build out this whole corner. I'm gonna spam a bunch of torches in this quadrant so we know that's where we want to build. But basically, valuables, color, and that'll make up most of it. And then we'll have like plant stuff here in this area because that's where all like the dirt is and stuff like that. So we're in the home stretch here. You know, we are getting closer and closer to actually having our fully like fleshed out storage area with everything in it. Ah, it has taken a lot of time and effort, but we do have a very solid plan to get the rest of the things knocked out. We'll have to do a redstone area too. We'll probably have it on like the opposite corner from the valuables. So again, valuables, color, redstone, and then maybe I could do a loop to get to Skulk or something there, since it's kind of foreign. And if they do a fourth Skulk dimension, then that would be perfect, because then we would have all the Skulk stuff there, and I'm not gonna think too hard about it. But who knows? But I think we've got enough in place for now that I'm happy. And it has been 3 hours. So yeah, it's been 2 hours and 51 minutes, but it's been 3 hours basically. That's okay. It happens. But yeah, that is gonna do it for me today, though. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see y'all again in the near future, probably tomorrow. But yeah, bye bye.